Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a tingle. What is in
It's
that?
ticklish.
Yeah,
Make
it's
your
like
lip
tingly.
ticklish.
Close your eye.
Ah, this is so bitter.
Really bitter. You try.
See, this is what I really love and why I like hanging out with locals, because he had showed us behind down this alleyway. We entered a wet market. This is great. Everything down to, you know, the penis. They believe that the penis gives, it's like a natural Viagra. Alright, so we actually are gonna do a food tour here in Kowloon.
My favorite tour of all time, food tour.
And it's quite difficult to actually find street food here, so that's kind of why we're doing this food tour. Is we've been here 24 hours and we've only actually seen like 2 stands.
I know, and I don't want to admit this to you guys, but this morning we couldn't find any breakfast stall.
So we had to eat McDonald's.
We had to go to McDonald's.
I've never seen a McDonald's so busy for breakfast. There's not a single seat in the entire restaurant. It was just interesting that it was very, very, very difficult to actually find street food. So we decided to take a food tour, and we're gonna be shown by a local bunch of spots around Kowloon area and where we're staying, which is great. I mean, that's the best part, is the locals know the best place to eat.
Yeah, more specifically in Kowloon is we're gonna explore around Mongkok area, which is like a really vibrant and like packed area, shopping, entertaining.
So I'll tell you, one, we were touring earlier today and like seeing a bunch of temples and a bunch of different really unique architecture and stuff from in the city, actually near this area, but everything seemed to be closed. And then when we went to the mall, there was like hordes of people watching the TV, and it was actually them it was them celebrating like election day in China. So today's actually putting our guide to quite the test, because if the food stands are open today, he's picking really local places.
Yeah, it's so quiet today, guys.
Well, you pick somewhere with AC.
Thank you. I'm gonna dip it with the plum sauce first.
No, the foods are special cultivated, in their own farm. Yeah, and then send down.
It's better if you try it like this, okay? So
Send down here.
so kind of like a.
You're very professional.
I've been in Asia too long. Or you can just use your hands. It works too.
Yeah, no problem. Just your hand too.
How is it?
Oh, it's so good. The sauce is so good.
Is it?
Yeah, the sauce is amazing.
This is really good.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Did you try with sauce yet?
You know, they
And
are
the crispiness of the skin,
right.
but then paired with the plum sauce, it's really, really good.
Oh, this is my first time trying goose. The skin is like glazed with honey. Amazing.
And then the plum sauce on top of it, it just really ties it together. And one thing that's really unique about Hong Kong is that they won't actually use a goose or a chicken or anything unless it reaches 30 kilo mark. Main reason, because they don't believe the meat to skin to bone ratio is right until it's 30 kilos or more.
There's a good proportion of like fat equal with meat, and then a little bit of fat again. So it's like when you bite it all at once, it's so good.
So actually the roasted goose comes from the local Cantonese people that are here on Hong Kong, that reside in like the flatlands of the island. And then the marinated goose comes from the people from China that actually reside in the mountains. Now the main reason that it's marinated the way it is specifically, one, the goose is 40 kilos instead of 30 kilos, but two, because they don't have fridges. They need to store the meat without having it to be refrigerated, so they marinate it and boil it in specific herbs, chilies, and salts in order to make it stay fresh longer. So interesting. See, this is what I really love and why I like hanging out with locals, because I would never have known that there's a wet market literally across the street from our place where we stay. But because he had showed us behind down this alleyway, we entered a wet market. This is great.
Early in the morning, a long queue for students. You queue up for the egg tart. Hi. Hi.
I've had egg tart before, but I'm really interested to try the Hong Kong version of egg tart.
介紹香港啲美食㗎。Try this one.
Oh wait, we eat it on bread. Oh no. I thought we're gonna eat it on the bread because
no.
she top it up on the bread.
Yeah, because it's so hot, so hot.
Yeah.
She's protecting herself. Yeah.
Okay. I thought it's gonna be like sandwich because she put it on the bread.
That does sound delicious. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, it's still very hot.
Yeah, every 10 minutes, a new pan coming out. Yeah,
Thank you.
from the oven. Yeah, so very fresh. For nearby the hotel, restaurant, they are all coming to booking. Yeah, so every day they're selling more than 1,000 pieces.
It's got such an amazing, flaky, crispy outer edge. I can see why the kids line up for these in the morning.
Tangerine milk.
Wow.
The tangerine. Yeah, tangerine.
It's so good.
Just
This place called Happy Cake. I believe it's called Happy Cake. It's one of the oldest in Hong Kong Island. Has been running for 60 days. 60, not day. 60 years, guys.
And they actually don't use the tangerines here in Hong Kong. Like, they use them sometimes for juice, but they mainly use the skins because they're better for your breathing systems. It's so cool. I mean, I really hope they use the whole fruit and they don't throw them out, but they were literally sitting there in a bucket just ready to get thrown out. Walking to this wet market, you get such a local feel to it. Just when you really want to learn about a culture and learn about the people, you really have to spend time in the markets. You have to.
Do you realize that they have like the lamp above any stalls that sell meat?
But it's really good because it keeps the bugs away.
And another reason is that I asked the sellers and he said that gonna make the meat look more vibrant, like look more fresh. More red and more fresh, and then people are gonna think that, oh, this is a good meat. Because all the like.
This is a good one. Yeah. Very delicious. People are enjoying very much. Very fresh.
Start drinking. Yeah.
Usually they put up the brown sugar.
Oh, sugar?
Usually they put the brown sugar.
Okay.
Yeah, the brown sugar. Yeah. Make
Is it
more
plum
tasty.
sugar?
Yeah.
Plum?
Looks like cheese. Plum or brown?
That's right. I'm excited.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Plum sugar.
Okay, you want to share?
Yes.
Yeah,
we'll
okay.
share.
Yes.
Yes. Go for it, girl. You just let me know how it is.
I mix it up, okay?
Mix it. She says mix
Yeah,
it.
usually people stir it, and then usually stir it. Right.
Interesting.
Right.
I think it's good now, eh? It's good mix.
Right.
I will be the taste on if I want.
With more brown sugar will be better.
Add more
I think it's good. I think it's not bad. I never have the cold tofu
Or tofu pudding.
or tofu
So
pudding.
how do you make tofu pudding?
Very take long time and hot.
And it takes about 10 hours of the stirring process in the back room before it can actually be ready to make the pudding. It's really unique. What did you think?
I think it tastes really good. I think it can be really like healthy, refreshing things to drink in summer.
By no means am I a fan of tofu, but I actually don't mind the tofu pudding. I actually think it's quite refreshing. When you get the cold,
Really good.
when you get the cold one, I would say it has consistency of like a really cold, icy jello. Kind of like a jelly drink, but without much flavor, just more of the tofu. So actually they're selling these chunks of fish over here, mainly because every single meal, the locals have to come down and buy what they need for the meal because the apartments are so small that they don't have room for a refrigerator to buy a huge fish and keep it for a couple days and freeze it.
I at least learned one thing really, really fascinating about the cuisine and the culture of how people eat here. Seems like people in Hong Kong, they are very selective on what they're gonna eat. Frog is easier to find compared to Tart. But here in Hong Kong, people don't eat frog, but people eat Tart because they believe that Tart is more nutritious and frog is kind of like disgusting. Like there's no nutritional value from frog, so that's why they don't eat frog, but they eat Tart instead. They literally have the medicine for everything.
They consume every single part of the animal. They don't let any of it go to waste, and it's really interesting. Like,
look at this.
Yeah, you don't know that?
Is it crocodile?
It's a crocodile. Yeah, yeah, it's alright. You're right. You're a crocodile.
Because of this.
Yeah, it's a crocodile. Yeah, you know, it's also food and medicine.
Is it medicine too?
The medicine too. Good for the asthma. People who have the asthma.
Asthma.
Yeah, asthma.
Asthma?
Asthma.
What is asthma?
Asthma is breathing problem.
Breathing problem?
Breathing problem.
You
Yeah.
have a hard time breathing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
It's very good for the hair. When you are losing hair, changing color, you know, people are taking this one. Yeah.
Would they eat it?
Yeah, put together with the mushroom, the oyster, put together. That will be very delicious.
Oyster and this one.
Fungi.
Fungi.
Fungi. This is a
Fungi
kitty.
and
This is a shrimp.
shrimp.
The baby scallop, you know.
Baby scallop.
Yeah, baby scallop. Yeah.
Everything down to, you know, the penis. They believe that the penis gives, it's like a natural Viagra, where the liver will be like, better your liver.
Kidney problem. They take this one.
Okay.
Duck
Yeah.
kidney.
Yeah, duck kidney. Yeah.
Oh,
It's a duck kidney.
okay.
Duck kidney.
Today, our plan changed a lot. We actually at first planned to have like to taste some snake soup, which is a really like
Unique
dish here.
She was gonna try some snake soup.
But snake soup restaurant, it closed.
It
So we
literally
are
closed 5 minutes before we got there.
Yes. so
Literally
bad.
because the protest had just started. A lot of the restaurants on the roadside and not the alleyways closed because they don't want things to happen inside
They
the
want to
restaurant.
get involved with
Yeah.
this decision, basically.
I recommend you take the barbecue pork, you know.
Oh, thank you.
This pour the dark tea. Jasmine tea, right? Yeah. You want the jasmine tea?
I ordered the dark one.
I'm gonna need yours.
Take this one.
Jasmine, let me try to smell the jasmine. Oh, smells so good. Smell like going to massage place.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
It's good. It's really good. You definitely smell it more than you taste it.
Yeah.
And then we cut you half, and then you can taste it. Yeah,
Wow,
it's the
what's that?
The
Pepper.
The belly pepper.
It's been good.
Yeah, okay, the spring roll.
Here you go.
This all looks incredible.
I know. Rice cake.
Rice roll. Rice roll with the barbecue pork inside. Barbecue pork inside.
Oh, Jimmy, which one should we try? I would try the rice roll first.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah, okay. Quite sticky.
I'm so excited for this one.
You want some chili? I can take you some chili. You want some?
You want chili?
Yeah, can I? Thank you so much. How does he know that I love chili?
Because you're Asian. All Asians love chili.
We got cucumber. Cucumber?
Is it cucumber or zucchini?
Zucchini? Zucchini. I don't know the difference between zucchini and cucumber. And we got barbecue pork.
Yeah.
Just try it.
That is basically okay.
Yeah, you can take one. Yeah, right.
It's very good. What's
Really
it
good?
for? I'm telling you,
Let me know how spicy it is, okay?
Yeah.
There's
I like thick steamed dumpling.
You don't like it?
Is this the shrimp?
I love
the
it.
shrimp inside. Yeah. This is a
Oh my
superstar, the one time in chili sauces.
Oh,
when you
yummy.
take this
Oh,
one,
that's beautiful.
don't
Okay.
forget the garlic. Don't forget the sauce. The sauce are very delicious.
This sauce, yeah?
Yeah. The
Okay.
sauce are very special.
Wow, I'm so excited now. Am I supposed to take the whole bite?
Yeah. Take a whole bite.
Wow, that's big.
It's good. It's the
It's really good.
Let's see.
That's my favorite thing. She likes this one the most. You like that one the best so far?
I like this.
Some more.
Like the zucchini?
Yeah, it's probably spicy, huh?
You gonna try a sprinkle?
Yeah.
Okay. Why not? Yeah, go for it. Spicy.
Oh, hot.
Hot. Oh.
It's a bit hot, huh?
The inside of her mouth is burning. Bless her heart. She won't be able to taste anything the rest of the day.
Are you okay?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, put water in your mouth. Put water in your mouth.
Oh, burning.
It'll cool it down.
It's hot. See the inside of it? It cracks the meat, and so when you eat it, it's super hot.
Was that rough?
I still have mine.
It tastes so good, but it's so hot. Wow,
It's so good.
it's got
It's so good, but it's so
it's got the sparkling spicy in your mouth. It left the feeling.
I'm kind of scared after seeing your reaction. I feel like I need to definitely split this open. Give it a second to cool off.
Have the whole bite. And wait
Wow.
for like 3 seconds later.
That's so different.
I know, right? How to say this?
It's like,
one?
what vegetables are in this?
We call it the sorry. We call it the wonton.
Wonton.
Wonton. Wonton is
Wow.
a Cantonese style dumpling.
It makes your mouth like minty, like kind of
Do
tingly.
you feel like
Yeah, it's like a tingle. What is in
It's
that?
ticklish. It
Yeah,
makes
it's
your
like
lip
tingly.
ticklish. Yeah.
So the sauce are very
You need to try this. It's really good. It's making my mouth
It made
tingle.
my mouth numb for a second too.
What is that?
Yeah, you were right.
That's so unique.
That was really good.
I think it's gonna be so good with tea.
I love it. It's really sweet.
It's really sweet.
It's really, really sweet. I didn't expect it to be that sweet, but it's really good. Like flaky, soft. It's really good.
Okay. Make me wanna try now.
This was really good.
It's really sweet and good.
It's so good. Okay, so we just like go up on this bridge in Mongkok, and we have seen a bunch of people doing kind of like picnic, gathering, like social gathering, and they are not from Hong Kong.
They are from Malaysia. They are from Indonesia. They are from Philippines. Today is the holiday. They come out from the home and then to meet their friend here. They occupy the public space like the flyover, the park, or the band, whatever, you know.
So they come to Hong Kong to work as somebody who help the elderly, to help taking care of baby, and this is like today is national holiday, so that's why they come gathering here. That's why we get a chance to see along the bridge. It's like all them,
Tons of them.
tons of them.
You're gonna ask me to hold your coconut tart?
How about this one? This
No, he wants something big.
wrapping pastry. Yeah. Wrapping.
I like this better than the egg tart.
Egg tart?
This is so good.
Try this one. Yeah. Yeah.
This is
I think I'm
phenomenal.
gonna like that one a lot.
Come here. Yeah.
Let's see, guys. Oh, it's so sticky.
You know, in the old day, we
Look at it, it's very, very
You know,
sticky.
they pick but like this one. But today, so many choices. People enjoy it. This. But in the old day, it was a
Like
deal.
that?
Try. Get one.
I think I like this one.
Yeah? You like that pastry?
Right.
You gotta try the coconut one though.
More than pineapple cake.
In Taiwan?
Here.
Yeah.
So I think the one main thing about Hong Kong that I've noticed, especially being on this food tour, is that there's not a lot of specific street food. There's not carts, but there's little shops that have been here and, you know, are really strong and like they've been here for like 200 years or 60 years or 300 years that are like really, really good shops that you would need a local to show you.
The bitter tea, we have 24 ingredients. 24 ingredients. Different herbs put together. Yeah. Yeah, but very, very bitter. So, you know, but the more bitter, the better. Clear away, help you to digest everything.
Whoa.
I think you're gonna think what he thinks. If he thinks
It's not bad, but it is really bitter.
Close your eye.
Ah, this is so bitter.
Really, really bitter. You
The
try
name
already?
says bitter tea.
I don't think you tried it before.
wow.
It's like when you try to swallow, it's very, very bitter.
Yeah.
But now it's not bitter anymore. Now it's pretty
Say
good.
bye-bye.
So this is sanja, guys. As I order
the syrup.
this
These
bitter
are
tea,
very sweet.
So,
usually people do this at
people
the
sometimes
turtle
also have
People
sanja.
take the turtle
This one they
jelly,
call it
very sweet.
sanja,
Yeah.
together with bitter tea to reduce the
Otherwise,
bitterness.
they're not put in the bowl.
So I will try to have sanja and tell you guys.
So usually we drink this a bitter.
Big sip first or sanja first?
Big sip first, and then go for it. Go.
Big sip first and then this one?
Yeah.
Or this one first and this one?
Up to you.
Up to me? Okay, so
Ready, set, go. Does it help?
not really.
Not really.
Really? Maybe you should have this one first and bitter tea.
You can check the description box below, and you can take the same food tour as us. It's really good, but it's a lot different than most of Asia's food tours because you don't have that street cart or that hidden alleyway market where you can eat in the middle of the market. You just have restaurants or little shops that have developed this amazing taste for their local dish.
That is the longest crossroad ever. Look at how long it is. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 crossroads sticking up together. Have you seen any crossroads? That's huge.
Yeah.